Security cameras in use. Well, today's walk is going to be in 4K. Kind of cool today. Not cold, but cool. A little blustery. We were doing so well with the weather, and then now it's getting cool again. It's 42 degrees, but it's not a warm 42 degrees. It's breezy and the sun is playing peekaboo. Yes, it's a little breezy, but we have the wind canceling set on auto. Hopefully it's not too bad. And grass is just starting to turning green here and there. Spring's trying to spring. So anyway, last night I was plotting out new places to walk that I haven't been to yet. There is a trail system in Auburn I had no idea existed. It's 2 to 3 times the lengths and sizes of Thorn Crag Bird Sanctuary, which you've seen me walk on my woods talks. So I hope you guys have enjoyed all new gun videos on the channel. One having to do with shooting black powder, 1851 Navy Colts. Another one is the coveted 1911 and 45 ACP. I like doing POV videos, point of view shooting. Yep, nose is going already. My apologies. Kind of a raw day today. So we're gonna cruise along. Anyways, the place I want to walk is called Mount Appetite. I assume that's how it's pronounced, A-P-A-T-I-T-E, not like appetite, like your hungry appetite. It might be pronounced appetite or appetiti or appetiti. Whatever the hell it is, I'm going there as soon as the weather gets warmer, and also when we have more green to look at. Now, the attributes of the place I want to go to is that they used to do granite mining there, so it's kind of a, it was quarried a little bit. Had no idea it was there. So it's too far for me to walk to, so I'll drive there and I'll park around there. I already got a parking place picked out. And it has a trail map as well as information about the place. And the City of Auburn Parks and Recreation Department does take care of it. It looks like they've installed a new sign on the entrance. So it used to be old, kind of like clapboard sign. Looked very rustic. So I'm squaring away my apps and whatnot. So anyway, I'm sure you're all happy you got that to look forward to. Oh goodness, it is raw today. I'm going on my same old route. A little fatigued, sort of. I went for a walk last night. You'll see that video uploaded before this one. Not even sure I'm gonna upload this one. But this entire video would be, I believe, the first 4K upload that doesn't have bad weather as far as rain goes. Excuse me. Probably didn't enjoy a rain-covered lens in 4K. So we put in the last heating oil order of the year. We'll need heating oil for about another month, another 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We was on low, so Get that out of the way. Currently $3.55 a gallon. Minimum order of 100 gallons. And get up on ahead. Hopefully we won't get mauled by the chicken lady. Kind of funny how some people don't notice things around them. It's kind of funny how I walk by the chicken coop up here a few times a week for a couple of years, and they had never noticed me before. So if you're wondering why I keep uploading basically the same route I'm walking, well, it's an almost daily vlog, okay? It's a walking vlog. So I will mix it up as the weather gets better. In case you're getting bored with the same routes. I am not going to upload every walk. There's actually a couple of walks this week I did not upload. But it is a vlog, a daily vlog. Almost daily. And what is a daily vlog? Well, sometimes people just turn on their video camera sitting in their kitchen, talk about what's going on, thoughts they have about things. I just happen to do that while I'm walking. So, even though this is the same route, you get to see the weather change with me. And talk about things. Keeps me sane. I enjoy getting my thoughts and wordage out there. If you'll notice, I also do kind of a PG rated walking vlog. I don't believe in... Now in person, you know, sometimes I use the F word and expletives. But I don't see any cause to use that on walking videos. Especially... Now, I'm not a huge fan of the channel Grand Thumb. Not for any particular reason. There's a lot of video channels and a lot of these channels that feature tons of different firearms.
Distance 1 mile. Time 16 minutes 36 seconds.
So we've reached 1 mile. I don't have a whole arsenal of really cool modern military styled weapons. My brother doesn't either. That's not why we are into shooting. And to be honest with you, who wants to watch a video of something you probably never owned because it's $3,000? It's just not something I'm interested in. So There'll be times I take this route, it'll be 90 degrees, nice beautiful weather. And there'll be times that I will go hiking on woods walks, nice weather. I definitely want to do some walking and hiking in the trails in Brunswick, Maine. Some nice trails there, I guess. But the ones in Auburn at Mount Appetite look very good. As soon as that wind dies down, it feels a lot warmer. So that's going to be the problem today. So it's kind of funny, the media this weekend went crazy on the Trump bloodbath story, which was a non-story. And I think people figured that out pretty quickly because the media walked it back. And they changed it to, basically now they're lying about the bloodbath story. They tried to tie it as if Trump doesn't get reelected, there'll be a bloodbath. Like his soldiers will seek revenge and there'll be political violence. It's really stupid. The media at this point is so friggin' stupid, it's hilarious. Problem is, they've been so bad that it's no longer funny. So clearly it had to do with the automotive industry experiencing a, oh, look at this white dog showing off. Hi. Hi, buddies. Hi. What a beautiful dog. Now it's funny because this little dog is never out here and the little dog's causing all this ruckus. And how many times have you seen this white dog just sitting on the porch over there, didn't really care that I was here? Now he's showing off with the little dog, which is funny. Dogs are funny. So they're working on a pole. And we'll walk around them. Hi, how are you? I'll try not to trip on anything. How you doing? So they went on with that whole bloodbath story, and then they went on the immigration thing, saying Trump's a racist. Wow, you know, something new, right? Basically, he said that these countries have emptied their jails. Crime is down 60% in Venezuela. That's because they all came here. That's what Trump said, and I believe that. Same thing happened in the 80s when Cuba emptied their jails and they went into Florida. Then you had a big crime spike, lasted about 7, maybe 8 years, until they were either imprisoned or jailed or killed among their own criminal kind. The movie Scarface was loosely based on that. So we're going to see a crime wave, which is now going to be called the Biden immigrant crime wave. So if you live in the border towns and in populated areas where they've taken a lot of immigrants in, you better stay strapped. And you better have a clear, just cause for shooting, because if you're a middle-aged white person and you shoot an immigrant, they are going to prosecute you. They're going to throw the book at you. even though it'll be a justified homicide, self-defense, which is still legal in all 50 states. I've been seeing a lot of advertising on YouTube lately from Maine. The conservatives have been advertising, especially against the electric vehicle mandates that they want to do. So you think about that, okay? The whole bloodbath thing Trump said was that China was building automotive factories in Mexico, which they are. They want to undersell the American market to weaken and destroy it for automobiles. This was a common tactic. It's nothing new. The Japanese did it with the Japanese car market in the early 80s. They started in the late 70s with the Datsun that could barely get up to highway speed to get on the on-ramp. Similar to what Volkswagen was at the time. Air-cooled engine. Be lucky to get 85 miles an hour out of it. So the business tactic is to market in their country, in the media. Back then it was magazine ads, TV spots. Today it would be the internet. And back then it was Japan. Now the strategy is, the corporate strategy, is the goal is to take over the market, not to make a profit. That's the goal. So China wants to destabilize the automotive market. They're not going to be aiming for profit for the first few years. They just want to steal the customers. And that's what Japan did in the 80s with everything. And from China's point of view, pretty much everything people buy now is made in China, still, despite people saying, oh, China, China, China. And I try my best not to buy made from China. When I buy a pair of shoes, I take the extra time to research the feedback on it and where they were manufactured. Some companies, you'll get the same model that they sell. One will be made in Vietnam and one will be made in Indonesia. That's okay with me, as long as it's not China. China is building car factories in Mexico. They're going to undersell American companies here. Car dealers are going to buy Chinese-made electric vehicles to fill the mandates being imposed by liberal lunatics who no longer care about capitalism, free and honest trade, and they're going to allow China to walk all over our companies and put the auto workers out of work. You got millions of people in the United States employed through the auto industry that people don't understand. Everything from people that do oil changes, car parts chains, automotive products, ranging from quarts of oil to whatever. And the Democrats are hell-bent on destroying that for a climate cult. Cars today burn so clean that when you're charging your electric vehicle overnights now, the electric companies that you are buying electricity from to supply and charge your vehicle are polluting the atmosphere more than automobiles. Automobiles are getting cleaner and cleaner every year, and people are like, well, why would they make up the climate change stuff? Why would they? Well, it's money and control, for one thing. I've talked about this many times in previous videos. Sorry if I get boring, but you know, it needs to be hammered home. A lot of these politicians are heavily vested in clean energy. In other words, they bought stocks and they're going to make themselves rich, knowing that that's the direction their party's going in. Excuse me. So that's what's going on right now, and so the United Automotive Workers, the UAW, just endorsed Joe Biden, and that's politics. The union's corrupt like everything else. Obama got elected by the unions. It's something that they always do. Pretty sure the workers don't feel that way because they're the ones that are going to be out of work. Let's say there's something you do for a living that pays for everything that you have. You've been doing it for 20 years. Then along comes Democrats who allow a foreign power to undersell the companies in this country that you get your employment from. What's going to happen? Well, you're either going to have to move to Mexico to work in a Mexican factory. Good luck with that, because you're not going to get paid like you were here, and you're going to have to live in Mexico. So basically you're not going to do that. And then you're too old to learn something new, and even if you do, you're too old to get a career going. So if the auto workers in this country want to keep their jobs, they can't vote for Democrats. They just can't. They just cannot. Biden has blew smoke up the coal miners' rear ends and the oil production people's rear ends to get their votes. They were clearly lied to. They're out of work. We're close to it. So this is a huge election this year. I have a platform of walking every day, so I have to put this message out in good conscience. I hope you don't find it boring, but I don't want everything to go away and we're not free anymore, and I never said anything when I could have. So again, it's my personal channel. If you get bored with it, there's other channels to watch. If you want to watch people play practical jokes and see funny, ridiculous videos, then go watch that. That's not what I do on here. So anyway, pretty soon we'll have some nice weather out. This tree up here usually gets full of crab apples. Very pretty when the tree blossoms. So we're right in the in-between right now. We had some snowflakes a little while ago, actually. Weren't even really snowflakes, they were kind of like little ice pellets. So I don't know if we'll get any more of that. I am pretty warm right now from walking, so that's good. Oh, again, sorry about that. So it's been a while since I've seen any estate sale signs on my route. I've seen about 6 or 7 of them past year and a half anyway. So people around here died and they had estate sales. So I just want to get my 5 miles in today. Have a lunch when I get back. Don't know what's going on with that. Somebody is either being friendly or they're squabbling. I can't tell. Sometimes there's not much difference in tone. So this is that time of year that it's mud season. See that tire track? Right in the mud. Don't know what did that. Looks like somebody was out here raking. Probably bored because it's been too wet to rake. So I got a couple other places I'm scouting out to walk on hiking trails. There's a lot of them around here, and I've been finding some I didn't know about, which is good. Something's getting closer. So anyway, I need to edit together some video on the AR-10. Hello. No, it's okay. It's okay. So there's also some Mini 14 footage that I want to upload. Was talking about that in the last walk. We'll get it all done. So I did make public, or will shortly, the nighttime walk I did last night. And I checked out the footage from that. I did it in 1080p. So that'll be up shortly. That was a nighttime walk where I used the boost on, which causes a little bit of blurriness sometimes with light movement. But it's just something that has to be done, because without it, The whole picture is shaky, but the lights look normal. That's no good. I wonder if they have a gimbal that can be worn on the head for a point of view. Sure, there must be. I'm going to look in to see what's available for that. Beautiful sky today. I want to find anything cool about it. About the walk today. I also like how the walks come out in 4K, which is what we're doing today. Can't wait to do a nice woods walk at that new place that I haven't been to yet in Auburn, Mount Appetite, with 4K on a nice sunny day with green leaves. I think that'll be really nice. Visuals right now just aren't good for the walks. I mean, even on the side of the road here, all these pine cones and needles, that's all remnants from the big storms we had. See that? City will come along and clean all that up at some point. But in the meantime, everything looks ratty. Speaking of that, I love those rat rods. I really love those. You take like a 1930s Ford Coupe and it's chopped way down low, and they usually lower the top. And basically, it's a vehicle that is left unfinished. They don't repaint it, they don't do anything. It's called a rat rod. If it has rust, it stays. The whole point is to have something old looking cool. And kind of like when you have an old firearm that's all broken in, you don't want to refinish it. It has a beauty all its own, all old and worn out. So that's what these cars have. And they put these big block engines in them. And they don't even have to be a big block engine. They could just be any engine. As long as it goes down the road when you step on the gas, makes a nice noise. Could have a single carburetor on the top, a dual carburetor. Usually they do it in pickup trucks, old pickups from the 30s and 40s. Don't know what you got to do to get a sticker in Maine for that. Obviously blinkers, brake lights, brakes, brake lines. Things like that. So see, some people are a little festive. We got some Easter stuff over here. Easter eggs up in the tree. And we got one of those inflatable things. This person here always has some decorations out for the seasons. Kids are out playing on the playground, swing sets. That's nice. Everything is still a little damp and wet. I'm really hoping we do not have the rainy season we had last year. I just really hope we don't. That really messed up everything. Did walk in the rain a couple times last year because it was warm and humid. Don't mind that. Not going to melt. I got to find my little squeeze thing I have. I had a little squeeze thing and it disappeared. I have no idea where it went. Kind of annoying, actually. I always have things in a certain place and now it's not there. Excuse me. So I've been seeing a lot of these water shutoff valves broken this year. In case you didn't notice, we've walked by about 4 of them on this walk. Because they have to put them back here. They get hit with the sidewalk cleaner. Ours was broken too. It was broken the year before last. They haven't fixed it. I don't think they're going to fix it until they have to do something with the water. So we have a water shutoff valve in the basement, but if something happens, we'd have to turn it off, and the city would have to turn it off in the road to replace that shutoff valve. But thankfully, that shutoff valve was replaced a few years ago and it's still relatively new. So I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. At least I hope not. So now we're going to walk down here. Right. What are they doing up ahead here? Oh, it looks like they're working on something. That's a bucket truck. Is that CMP or is that the cable? It's not a communications. Might be CMP. We'll see what's on the truck when we walk by. CMP colors, but that's also the water and sewer colors. In other words, a city vehicle. Might be a city vehicle. Oh, it's got a wood chipper. I see what's going on there. The sign says drop zone. Alright, it's not a city vehicle, it's tree care. Looks like somebody's got some trees to take care of. Now that's a wood chipper. That's an anti-pedophile device. So they must have had a lot of work to do this year. All right. I've got to give myself a shot of B12 under the tongue. Not a syringe shot of B12, which you could get that at the doctor's once a month. But he told me years ago, so I didn't have to get an injection once a month of B12, would be to just use the sublingual liquid, better quality stuff. You could just put it underneath the tongue with an eyedropper, and I'm good for about a month. I think I'm getting a little low. That's the price you pay for eating corporate food garbage. My physical damages was caused by the modern food industry. Of course, there's no way I can sue. It takes a lot of money to sue. And they have the best lawyers and the most money. And the chances of winning are pretty slim. So I'll just shut up and take my B12 once a month. Like a good little peon. Wonder how many other people have done that too. Wonder how many other people have physical issues and they don't know what's causing it, because when I talked to my doctor about it, they were like lost in space about it. He was just an MD. Didn't know anything about what was going on. I diagnosed that myself.
Distance 3 miles. 49 minutes 56 seconds.
Hit 3 miles, as you just heard the lady. Usually I have that in my ear with the Bluetooth. But anyway, once I was on the right track, then I had a talk with my doctor. Then we had a CT scan with contrast dye. You know, because, you know, they did all the blood work. Well, everything's okay. I don't know what to tell you. Well, it's okay because I'm supplementing with iron and I'm taking B12 because I figured this out. Well, what I want you to do is go until you start feeling bad. Then we'll do another blood test. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, because when my B12 gets low, I start getting neuropathy, neurological damage. I don't want to do that. I know what it is, and well, he just wouldn't do it. So I had to research it myself. Found the information I needed. Talked to my doctor into sending me for a CT scan with contrast dye, which would show anything that's wrong. So that's what we did. Lo and behold, my small intestine had some scarring. Damage caused by corporate food. Modified wheat, gluten basically. So I cut that out of my diet, and I guess the biggest problem was the malted barley I was getting from cornflakes. So anyway, I got everything fixed, changed my diet. I actually lost weight from that, and also have normal bowel movements now. Talked about this on previous walks, so I'm not going to go into detail about it, but the point is I figured it out, and I replaced pasta with rice. And it was just kind of an eye-opening moment to me, how little doctors know. They only know what they've been taught. So they don't know everything. And realistically, most of these MDs make about $250,000 a year. So they go to school all that time, and their cost for malpractice insurance is through the roof. So that they don't really make much money. They really don't. They make more than the average person, but they're not rich. Then, you know, they got kids they got to put through college. Maybe they got a divorce. And they got to pay their ex-wife money. Spousal support. You know? So, anyway. That's probably why what leads to some of these doctors getting busted for Medicare fraud. So just my thoughts and opinions on that. Don't just blindly trust your doctors. This is my point. During the pandemic, many people learned the hard way. You know, they recommended remdesivir if you had COVID and you were having serious COVID issues. It's a very terrible drug, it really is. It causes a lot of damage. A lot of people experienced organ and kidney failure, which of course they tried to say COVID did that, but turns out it was remdesivir. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'll scoot on up ahead. Sorry. So it's always important to find an MD that you can relate with and will listen to you, and one you can trust. You know, because they're just people. You know, it's just, think of it in terms of, well, let's say you got Major League Baseball. You know, chances are the MD you're going to see is a minor league ball player, okay? Pretty good at what he does, but he's not a pro. Not yet. You know, and be honest when you speak with them. Say, look, you know, I don't want any BS. I want somebody I can relate with, blah, blah, blah. They don't want to lose customers either. So. Anyways. Sun's peeking out more. It's a little warmer than it was, which is nice. You can see the breeze today. Look at all the traffic today. It's like that every day about this time. Mid to late afternoon into the rush hour. I really like that car with those faux bullet holes in the fender. I got some of those bullet hole stickers I put on a gun case. Looks pretty cool. I've had them stuck on a guitar before too. They look cool. I'm gonna try to get across here. That light over there turns green while this one stays red. I already figured that out one day. I was walking across and the car was stopping. They either went through a red light or I didn't see the green light. See, now it just changed and the vehicles went. So I think that time somebody went through a red light. So, talking about a walk I was on, that I was in the crosswalk and I made them stop in the middle of the intersection. I think they went through a red light. Nice vroom vroom. Oh, the sun's coming out. Nice. I don't know how long it'll be around. A lot of clouds up there. I have to clean my black powder gun. I haven't done it yet. Black powder, even the artificial synthetic one, it's like I've been using Pyrodex. It's corrosive. Don't want to leave it in the gun for too long. So I gotta take that apart and clean it. Now today, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've been getting a bunch of phone calls from Maine today. I'm not exaggerating. I counted 18. I got 18 insurance sales spam calls today. I couldn't keep up with it. So I turned my ringer off. Now it's back on. But I'm going to go through each one of those. I'm going to block them. And I know that's what they were, because I called back about 7 or 8 of them. Half of them had an automated answering thing, and another one was a person people were answering. So I'd hang up and then block it. I don't want to block numbers from ones that I want to hear from. Sometimes something will call about something that you're dealing with and they don't leave a message. So you don't know if it was anything important. So I actually had my phone set to show me in calls that came from people that I blocked just so I could know they called me, even though it wouldn't ring or anything. But I turned that off too, because I was getting pop-up notifications for phone calls for blocked numbers. Anyway, I'll take care of that. Biggest thing I don't like is you can't trust any phone calls you get now with the caller ID. Not one single one, even from a family member. They get that new scamming AI technology where all they need is a recording or sample of your voice. Then they can duplicate it and carry a conversation using your voice. So, you know, you can get a call from Uncle Frank. Caller ID says it's Uncle Frank. You got Uncle Frank in your contacts, and it comes up like that's your legitimate contact safe you have for that person. And they call up and, oh, I was in Tijuana, Mexico. I got in trouble with the police. I need some bail money, lickety split. The judge said if I don't have it within 3 hours, I'm going to jail. And I'm not going to be out for 20 years. Because you know how things work in Mexico. I need the money. And also this guy wants extra money to help me out. Uncle Frank's always been there for you. So they tried to pressure you, and turns out it's somebody calling from India or someplace else. They used AI and they matched your ID, your caller ID. They matched it to look like Uncle Frank. Hey, look at this, they cleaned the sidewalk. City's been by, yay! I believe Tuesdays they go by with the street sweeper at night. On this street. Oh, there we go, it's nice and clean. That's what I was waiting for. How you doing? Well, they're still having a hard time from the wind. And their decor is taking a beating since Christmas time. Excuse me. Careful how I cough. I don't want to give you the virus. He's got the virus.
Distance 4 miles. Time 1 hour 6 minutes.
So I did 4 miles in 1 hour and 6 minutes again.
Resuming walk.
All right, get my walk resumed. Had to change my battery. Aren't you thrilled? Something is missing there. They took a fence down. Aha! All right. Two dogs playing over there. One was teasing the other one. They're kind of nipping at each other. Car still has its winter cleats on. So it's kind of nice that today I'm starting to notice that the grass is just starting to turn green. .44 degrees right now, that says. So that's what I'm going to do when I get home. I'm going to look for my squeezy thing. Got a feeling I know what happened to it. I'm going to take a look online, see if I can get a cheap squeezy thing just for blowing air. So when I walk in the rain, I can just bring it up and spray the lens. What's funny is whenever my shoe unties, it's my right shoe. It's always the one that's the most difficult to bend over with my EDC. So it's always that one. The other one's easy. That was the other thing I noticed. Climbing up on things, walking in the woods with an EDC, appendix carry, presents a lot of problems. Coming down from something's not a problem. That's something you really don't figure out until you do it. So bending over to tie your shoe can be an adventure on your right foot if you carry on your right side, because you got to bend over to do that. So if you got something to put your foot up on, that's okay. But if somebody doesn't know you're carrying, it looks like you're old and decrepit and you can't reach your own feet anymore. It looks awkward. But that's my secret. Well, lately I've been gorging myself on I buy trail mix. After my walk, I like to eat a little bit of food and have some trail mix because of the proteins. And I got some honey roasted nuts. Oh my God, those are so good. It's got cashews in it, peanuts, and some other stuff in it. I don't know what it is. It's good, whatever it is. It's something cooked and crunchy. And the other one I like has peanuts, cashews, almonds, and M&Ms. I like M&Ms. M&Ms are a good invention. And the other one I have is the peanut butter, which is basically little pretzel sticks with nuts and Reese's peanut butter, Reese's Pieces. And also tiny little peanut butter confections that kind of look like tiny Hershey Kisses, but they're peanut butter. I like peanut butter chips you'd put in cookies. That's what they look like. So those are good too. I didn't think pretzels would taste good with peanut butter, but damn, it does. The birds are awake. Having a conversation with the birdies. I really would love to see that machine they used when they cut all this brush on the side of the road. I didn't see them when they did it, but to me it looks like some heavy equipment they went through here with, and it took care of business. They even moved that stump right there, and you can see there's a track that goes right through that. So something heavy drove through there. Probably one of those Michigan type big tractor things city has. They had some kind of attachment on it that cuts all that brush. Looks like it does a damn good job. They went all the way up the line with it. That brush was coming right up to the road where the brush was starting to lean over the road, and they cut it all back. They picked up a lot of it, but a lot of the bigger stuff they just left it there. Oh, hopefully it warms up a little more soon. We're going to have mid-30s this week for a couple, 3 days. And then we're going to have back up around 50 plus. So right now is more on par of what we normally get. Mid to upper 30s, low 40s this time of year. So we have bad weather coming for tomorrow, I think, or Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. We're supposed to have rainy weather. Originally they said 6 inches of snow, which would be horrible. We got spoiled, but it wouldn't last long because it would melt very quickly, actually. But anyway, the point being, you may very well get snow. All you need is 38 degrees or cooler, and it will snow if the air temperature above is cold. So I'm going to watch the weather thing and see what it says. And since we don't have any snow on the ground, it wouldn't be that dangerous to go out walking in the snow. So who's to say that I won't go out for a snow walk? 38 degrees and snowing is walkable. It's not like 20 degrees or 15. So I might do that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Boy, that sure is a pretty sky. Ain't no arguing that. Looks kind of postcardish, minus the power lines and the houses. So that's another thing at that Mount Appetite that I want to go walk at, or Appetite, or Appetite, or Appetite. In Auburn is there's this really cool old stone bench up there made out of a couple of old rocks. Somebody made a bench. You can sit there and look out at the mountains in the distance, get a clear view of quite a distance actually. So that's going to be a nice one. Be on top of this small Mount Appetite. It's Mount Appetite Park in Auburn, Maine. Looks like they have some very cool trails there. And to get to it, I'm going to have to park in a place not far from the National Guard outdoor training area. So the National Guard, Maine National Guard trains there, some of them. From the Google Maps view, it looks like it's a giant sand lot, kind of a sand pit where they train. You can see a whole bunch of berms that are set up. So I don't know what they're training with there. They're not using live fire there, I can tell you that much, because it's still too residential. So I don't know if they practice digging foxholes, practice with dummy grenades, or from behind berms, but I could see a whole bunch of man-made berms on that. So I don't know anything about that. But it was definitely a training area for something. It looked like there was some tire treads there too, so they're probably practicing different vehicles for sand. So anyway, when we come up to the 5-mile block there, I'll turn the camera off. It'll be any moment now, actually. I want to thank you for walking with me. Again, nothing special with this walk. Just my daily vlog, okay? That's all it is. I'm not going on big walking adventures every day, but I will throw some of those in sporadically from here and there. Looks like this dumpster needs to be emptied. Got a freaking sofa in there, it looks like. No wonder it's full. A couple times in the summer I walked by that dumpster and boy did it stink. So, geez, somebody chop up their girlfriend in there or what? Or boyfriend. Women aren't always nice. They chop up men too. There we go with the pretty sky.
Distance 5 miles.
I just hit 5 miles.
24 minutes 41 seconds.
Hour and 24 and 41 seconds. 5 miles. And I got my little doggies over there hopping around. They're not my doggies, but I see them on my walks. They're my doggies. Sometimes they bark, sometimes they don't. Today they're barky. That was funny earlier, that big giant white dog. Always tame and pretty quiet. Gives a couple of woofs, but now there was another little poodle dog there running around. He had to show off. The big white dog had to show he was still a dog, or she. It's a he or she, I don't know. But looks like an older dog, that big white one at the beginning of the walk. Hi guys. Hi. It's okay. It's okay. Hope they don't get out to eat me. Alright, well, I'm going to conclude this walk. I want to thank you very much for walking with me and watching. Click like and subscribe. Check out my gun videos. I have to do some more vinyl record videos. So I'll find out something interesting to talk about with vinyl records, and I'll do another vinyl record video. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and be good to one another. Be happy, be kind, and enjoy the week. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.